Welcome to part 2 of my speedrun of Skyblock's Great Spook event. If you didn't watch part 1 yet, click on the link on the top right of your screen. We began this video on the day of Halloween, but unfortunately for the first part of the day I didn't record with sound, so you'll be stuck with my voiceover for a few minutes. Without further ado, let's get right into it. We begin with the grind for the Great Spook Talisman. For this we will need to kill the fairies in the dungeon with an enchanted shear, for which we need 2 enchanted iron, and we need to unlock that enchanted iron. The previous day I got combat 15 but forgot to save it on OBS, so we can now access dungeons. After crafting the enchanted shears, I queued into my first dungeon on my new profile, died almost instantly but was eventually able to get the 5 fairy wings necessary to get the Great Spook Talisman. Now it's time to make my next step in progress towards the Great Spook chestplate. While combat 21 is a very long way away, I still need to get Ice Collection 7 to unlock it. The problem was that the easy way to get ice was the Jerry Island, which was several days away from opening, so I had to do it the Iron Man way. So I grinded spruce a bit in order to get the taiga biome stick, built a little platform, and spawned a taiga biome on my island. This meant that any water I placed in the biome would eventually turn into ice, which was how I would get the ice collection. I also had this idea to build little rows of wood in the water because it seemed that ice only spawned on the edge of water, which really sped things up. I got enough ice to craft some ice minions, which sped the process up an absolute ton. But nobody wants to see me mine ice for as long as I did, so let's skip to me getting Ice Collection 5, unlocking the magical water bucket. This is a major step in progression on my Iron Man profile, as it is required to obtain the Raider's Axe, which is a massive improvement over my Undead Sword. Unfortunately, we will have to wait a bit to obtain the axe because now I have to go to school. But this won't stop me from grinding on the train though, because now I can work towards getting the something gratitude when I'm not going through a tunnel for the Eerie Pet. The gratitude is a drop that comes from garden visitors if you accept their offer in less than 2 seconds, and I actually got pretty lucky since I could only accept wheat offers because I'm a non, and I got all the gratitude I needed before I had to deboard my train. Now we can get the Raider's Axe. I placed the magical water bucket on the fire, the fish in the furnace, and finally I danced for the Viking so he could offer me a Raider's Axe for 130,000 coins, which I happily took. I did the damage chest and oh my goodness, is that almost double damage? I wasn't even enchanted yet, so I enchanted it and that was that. For the few people who haven't already clicked off, you have survived to the end of the voiceover segment. Now here's real-time Rebelino. Okay, so guys, I am back from school. We made a lot of progress today, but unfortunately it is 7:12 p.m. and it is my understanding that Hypixel changes to the next day at 9 p.m. because I'm in Pacific time. So it is physically impossible for me to get all the stuff we need to do done in 2 hours. So we have to pray that it doesn't actually end at the end of Halloween. Assuming that we get to do stuff tomorrow, etc., we need to use our new Sharp Raider Axe to get a better source of combat XP than Ice Walkers, because those things are absolutely infuriating once people wake up. Like I was able to do it at like 6 in the morning this morning, and I was able to make a lot of progress, like a few combat levels. But that was because everyone was still asleep. Everyone's awake right now, and it would be impossible to get anything done in a reasonable amount of time using Ice Walkers, so we need to find another source. Oh my goodness, I just spent 100,000 coins on a legging. Like, we can 3-shot this. That's actually a lot more doable. Just a sec, I just realized if the event's closing tomorrow, we gotta cash in these dark candies before then because that big generation over there might disappear tomorrow, so we have to cash it in now. The milestone is 10, then 50, so we'll be able to turn it in just for 1 right now, which means we'll get 50 expired pumpkins and 3 green candies. Not entirely sure what all that means. Okay, so I just took all of it, and it gave us a little goodie bag of a few candy, expired pumpkins, and a scare fragment, but it doesn't seem that good, so we still gotta hope that the event goes beyond Halloween. I just realized I unlocked the end at combat 12, and the Endermen probably give more combat XP than the Crypticals, I must say. Okay, they do give a lot more, but they do some damage and they take 5 hits at least. And that's my cue to close out for tonight. All I could do is hope that the Skyblock devs added a few more days or even just one to the event so that I can actually get it done. Because guys, it is Wednesday afternoon. I wasn't able to get on all day today because I had a very long school day once again. But I don't know if there's still an event happening today. And if it is happening today, I have no idea when it ends. So let's get on and let's check out. What is it? Okay, it's still open. Oh, it is still open. That means that we have to get stuff done as soon as humanly possible. We have to get the Great Spook chestplate, we have to get the Great Spook leggings. And so I decided to finish the Glassite armor grind because I was still missing the chestplate after hundreds upon hundreds of kills. I got combat 16 and also got Skyblock level 15 while killing a few endermen. I then realized that we are actually pretty close to a bestiary milestone that'll give us some combat XP, so I decided to kill a few mobs to get there. This is when I came upon the method that I will use throughout this event to get combat 21. That brought us to 80% of the way. You know what? This might not even be that bad of an idea. This is where the event became really grindy. While the bestiary milestone that I just claimed gave us a modest amount of experience, every 5 milestones it gives more and more of a reward every time. After all this time grinding in the Great Spook event and all this time on my profile, I just claimed bestiary milestone 10. My calculations at the time estimated that I need around bestiary milestone 55. Which would give just enough experience to pass combat 21. We have one heck of a grind to do, and that is the end of Wednesday. A major part of the next few days is getting bestiary milestones, which is something I doubt you want a lot of, so this is why I'm putting most of them over my voice right now, just so that you get an idea of just how much time I spent grinding bestiary. Spoiler alert, it was well over 30 hours. And this isn't a small number either. I know there are tons of instances of Skyblock players saying they've spent hundreds of hours working towards a specific item like the Necron's handle, but they've been working on that for months at end. I am trying to get this done in a matter of a few days. Nobody is supposed to play the game like this, so please don't take this as an example of what the average player is doing in this game. Nobody in their right mind would do this, but boy does it make good content. There we go, grappling hook. That will make us so much faster and make this grind so much easier. Bestiary 40. We are getting so close. And that should, yes, we get combat 20. We're just one level away from combat 21. And we can finally be done with this stupid grind. Ooh, Necromancer's Brooch. Let's get this. This can be very useful. It does cost 100,000, but I think it'll be worth it. This is the one that requires a ton of ink sac. Okay, we can do it. We've been able to get so far in the game over the last couple days. We can do this as well. So I think if we went to the pond in the park, we would be able to get a ton of ink sacs. So I think we are still absolutely on track to finishing early. And that is the end of Saturday, and we have just one day left to finish obtaining both the chestplate and the leggings in order to successfully complete this challenge. The event ends very early Monday morning, and since I have an exam on Monday, I couldn't just pull an all-nighter, so it all comes down to this. This was basically me for 90% of Sunday. I got bestiary milestone 45, but that didn't even get me halfway to combat 21, so I still had to make the push for milestone 50. Luckily, I won't have to go all the way to milestone 55 like I initially estimated, but getting bestiary progress is becoming more and more difficult. I already exhausted all the easy bestiaries, even in dungeons, so now I have to inch my way one bestiary at a time, slowly working my way towards milestone 50. By the way, every milestone's 10 bestiaries, so I have to go 50 more bestiaries until I get to milestone 50. Wow, we really got ourselves into a predicament here. Look at the arrows coming out of it. Oh my goodness. The AI. Oh, the pathfinding on that was disgusting. How could it get itself into such a big mistake? Hopefully I don't run out of arrows before I kill it though. That would really suck. I ran out of arrows. Archer runs out of arrows. Amazing. Ah! Oh my goodness. It was at 3,500 health and they went in. That's Party Finder for you. Okay, I lied when I said 90%, it was more like 80% because I forgot all this time that I also needed to get the obscure ending for the Great Spook Necklace. You know, that hour plus of grinding ink sac so that I can unlock the blindness potion to complete the end race while the blindness is active. Yeah, that took a good chunk out of my day. Anyways, I spent a while fishing in the park and actually got Skyblock level 31. Just think about it, in a matter of days, a matter of hours, we tripled our Skyblock level while grinding for useless items. Maybe this challenge wasn't so stupid after all. Oh my goodness, finally. Okay. Not only do we just get the blindness potion recipe, we are just one bestiary level away from the 125,000 experience milestone, which will get us like right next to combat 21, at which point we can just, I don't know, grind ice walkers. So I quickly started brewing some blindness potions, went over to the end island and blindly did the end race. It's incredible how much luck is in this challenge, take a look. Okay, this should have done the trick. Oh yes, we got the obscure ending. After claiming the Great Spook Necklace, I went over to one of my guildmates' islands to check out what the top prize for finishing the Dark Candy grind is. It's a tree decoration that occasionally drops some fruits or something, and I guess that makes it the most useful decoration in the game, but look how ugly it is! He also had a Christmas tree decoration on his island, and it looks infinitely nicer than the sad excuse for a decoration. It's literally just a bunch of bones. I feel like they could have made it so much better, but they didn't. Oh, that's beautiful. Bestiary milestone XLIX to L. How close will this get us to the milestone? How close will this get us to combat 21? 94%. We are so close. Only 17,000 combat XP away. That is absolutely something that Ice Walkers can handle. Finally, combat 21. I can't explain to you how long this took because I probably left 95% of it out of this video. It took probably dozens of hours. It took so long. You want to know what I've been grinding for dozens of hours for? Icy arrows, because you need to hit the bat with an icy arrow to get the decayed bat. You should not be this determined to get an update. So I bought the icy arrows and used the roofed forest island I spawned earlier to— just kidding, I accidentally broke the bat generator, so I had to make another one and I used that one. Just kidding again, I made the exact same mistake and had to make a third roofed forest on my island. And that was the one that I used to farm bats for a few minutes. My island is such a mess now, please help. Once I got the decayed bats, I exchanged them for the Great Spook chestplate and finally completed the challenge. We have one final item. I did not forget about the leggings, but Minecraft logic suggests it should be easier to get than the chestplate, right? Right? Now 2 years ago, which was the last time I did this event, the devs made it so that graveyard zombies had a decent chance at dropping an enchanted poisonous potato. Not poisonous potato, enchanted poisonous potato. You know why they did that? Because it was virtually impossible to get them otherwise. You'd have to kill zombies for like 20 hours to turn their poisonous potato drops into enchanted poisonous potatoes. And that was too grindy even for Skyblock, which says a lot by the way. You know what the devs did after the 2021 event? They removed that drop from the loot table. You know what the devs did before the 2023 event? Nothing. They forgot to add it. But this isn't the sort of issue that gets the attention of the average Skyblock player, no. Because the devs added the enchanted poisonous potato to the bazaar instead. Normal profiles could just buy for literal pennies and spend no effort getting it, while the Iron Man, God forbid, stranded community, it's virtually impossible for them. Guess what, guys? Time for another ridiculous grind. Oh my goodness. I thought there would be a reasonable way to get enchanted poisonous potatoes, but no. They just decided to absolutely destroy Iron Man profiles once again and make it so that you have to go to the graveyard and kill zombies for a dozen hours just to get the poisonous potatoes from the 1% drop. This is not good at all because I don't exactly have that much time. Because the event ends in less than 12 hours from the time I recorded that, it's basically physically impossible to get enough poisonous potatoes unless I get insanely lucky, which, if you know me, that does not happen ever. Why would the admins lock an item behind the auction house in the bazaar? This is absolutely ridiculous. I'm getting as many rotten flesh as I can so that I can frantically make as many zombie minions as I can to try to speed up this process, because I'm going to have to spend a very, very long time killing graveyard zombies for the poisonous potatoes. I have just enough for 8 minions. I believe that's the amount that I can place down anyway. This really sucks. So I picked up all the ice minions and repurposed the platform for last minute zombie grinding. The minions were spawning lots of zombies, and in addition to grinding in the graveyard, I was getting plenty of poisonous potatoes, but I wasn't about to spend the entire night before an exam for a lucky chance of getting a useless item. I prayed that the zombie minions would give me enough poisonous potatoes, and I called it for the night.
Guys, as I expected, it is 6:30 in the morning and the Great Spook event ends in 18 minutes. Unfortunately, we will not be able to get the Great Spook leggings. Let's see how many poisonous potatoes these minions got. Only 13, that is quite sad. Yeah, I was not about to spend all night killing graveyard zombies. That sounds like the most torturous thing that Skyblock can possibly generate. Yeah, so that got us a whopping not even 2 poisonous potatoes, it got us just 1. How are Iron Man and Stranded profiles supposed to do this? For a grind that should take like maybe a couple hours, they instead made it a couple minutes for normal players and like 12 to 20 hours for Stranded and Iron Man players. That's just crazy. Surely that's not what they intended to do, right? They're doing Headless Horseman, why not just go over there and check it out? I actually got a few hits in. Let's get another beast milestone. Who remembers being happy about this? Oh. Someone spawned the Revenant and we all died. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, that was funny. That was funny. If I didn't speedrun this update, this would have been an amazing update for me. 38 seconds until the event ends. Wow, this event was my entire last week. Apart from school, that would have been every single moment of last week. Event ends in ended. Goodbye, Great Spook. Before the NPC disappears, let's take a quick look at the Barguldian Earth in the back of the hub. Oh, it is finally day. Everyone's over by the graveyard. I got to milestone 4. I actually got pretty close to level 5, 83%. We just didn't have physically enough time to let the Primal Fears spawn and to kill them to get the Dark Candy. Actually, I have a few here. Let's put it in.
It's so sad that we were not able to finish the challenge completely, but think about how much progress we've made on our profile. We tripled our Skyblock level. We're actually able to kill things now. We've even almost fully completed the 2023 Great Spook event. All these people that completed the Great Spook event in a few days have maxed out pets, maxed out skills, and are basically in creative mode. We were able to do better than most of them on a level 10 Lapis Non Iron Man profile. If we couldn't succeed at fully completing the Great Spook event, at least we could succeed at doing it better than them.